Morning, guys. Mark Ferrasci, Dog Training. We're up a little early this morning. I'm heading out already to go see Bambino to work some dogs. And it's about an hour away from me. Got up my normal time, did my kennels, cleaned everything, got it acceptable, made sure everybody had water. And then we take off and we'll go work with Bambino, and I'll be back around 12 or 1. And then I will start in on some other things I've got to do. Buddha went home yesterday. So that being the case, I don't have to deal with him as far as that goes. So that's a good thing. He's now home with the owner. So now the owner's job is to get in with me with the lessons that they've got coming to them. I always give, anywhere from 3 to 5 lessons for every 16, every month that they're with me. So they've got a training package. I sell my packages in month periods of time, and we just slowly start building the dog, right? So the dog's been in for back-to-back, basically, 1 month and 2 months, and I'm happy with where he's at. He's not going to kill the world as far as being a competitive Malinois. It's not the breed type, right? But he definitely works, and I'm real happy with the work. We've got him basically layering in the stem collar now, and that's ready to be handed to the owner once they've got enough understanding. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work with them with the physical aspects of things, right? Get their motor movements up to a certain degree where they don't have to think about what they're doing to handle the leash, having them have good control over the animal with their leash control, being able to have a good understanding and a starting understanding of the marker words and how we do things to condition the animal, and the theory behind training as far as how I do things, right? How the dog's been conditioned, right? So if you go to a trainer on your own, maybe that trainer does things differently, and you're going to need to learn how he worked your animal and how he conditioned the animal, right? So, or she. I always say he, and something, it's a bi world. We have female trainers and male trainers. So we have to remember that. There's a lot of good female trainers out there that kick our ass, guys, to be honest with you. There's a lot of good females out there doing it. So that being the case, we need to show some respect. All right, so now what's going to happen with Buddha, just so you kind of get an idea of how things work. Now I'm really pushing the customers to get off the couch and work with me in taking lessons, and they've got a few lessons coming to them. They're going to get their whole family involved from what the gentleman tells me, so that's good. And now I'm looking for that relationship between the owner and the dog to end up growing with their work that they put in and working with me in lessons a couple times a week probably, until they get to a certain point where now they're starting to really understand how the dog's been conditioned. They've got good control over the animal, and their relationship with Buddha is at a point that they can control this dog. Because then once that teamwork gets molded together and they're working with the animal properly, then what I will do is as maturity comes along, we're waiting for a certain amount of maturity to come along with Buddha as well, then I will suggest to them to start getting involved with the protection side of things, right? Learning how to handle the dog in the bite work, learning how to be the handler, working with the decoy and that sort of thing, because they're going to need to know how to handle this dog, and they should have a good semblance of understanding of what we're doing to condition the dog. And then because this customer is a very good customer and wants to go the whole way, we're going to be looking at customizing Buddha for their home environment. That means having a decoy go over to the fence line, hitting the fence on their yard. I've already checked that out. They've got a really nice secure yard, and that's what's important. That's what a trainer is going to need to do. He's going to need to go over there and make sure that the customer's got a good secure fence line, and that they are able to customize the dog to work in that area. We'll teach Buddha probably to hit the 4 corners of the yard, meaning he'll come out and he'll hit one corner real good, and when you tell him to go search the yard, he'll have a good diagram that he'll be trained to hit that yard and hit those fence lines to make sure that his outside perimeter is secure, right? And then we will customize that dog with some things towards whatever they want, and I'll give them suggestions of what some of the things we can do. And then it's up to them to get involved. And if they want to get to that level, it's going to take them getting off the couch and working with that animal, because I won't follow through. I won't keep working with Buddha towards bite work until they show me that they're going to be working this dog in the proper fashion, right? There's too much liability involved, and there's got to be a lot of understanding from the customer in regards to that, because they hold the liability, okay? They will have to deal with that and be able to set all that up, so that's important. One of the things we talked about yesterday, and this is kind of an off subject, but it's something you guys need to be aware of. You guys see signage. Everybody wants to put signs on their fence lines, okay? And it's important that you do, but it's also important that you pick the right sign, right? There's a few of them now on the market that kind of go against that. There's one that I've seen around over the past with a Doberman on the thing. Beware of dog, and the Doberman's sitting there with a snarl, and he's got a little drip of blood coming off his tooth, right? You wouldn't want to have any sign that denotes aggression to that regard, because if you do, you're going to have to deal with the legal aspects of things. And one of the main thing you just want to put dog on duty, maybe with a dog, a figure of a dog, and saying dog on duty. You don't want to say beware, because now you're putting yourself into an aspect of the legal aspects of the lawyers go after. Okay, and I don't want to go into it any farther than that. But bottom line, you just want a generic sign that says dog on duty, right? That's all you need, right? And you need to have those about every 7, 8 feet, 10 feet, 12 foot, whatever your distance within your fence line. If you have a long fence line, you'd want to have a really nice signage, right? Any gates, that sort of thing, you need to make sure you have a sign on the gate where somebody would be able to enter your property, right? And all you want to do is say dog on duty. You don't want to denote any aggression and anything towards negativity towards the dog being a dog is going to bite them, you know. And I'm talking from a California standpoint. Our lawyers are pretty good at getting into these lawsuits because it's a money cow, right? It's a cash cow. And that's all it is. It's nothing more than taking advantage. A lot of times you'll barely get a scratch and it's a lawsuit. And to me, it's a little bit ridiculous, but hey, it is our legal system and we have to deal with it. So that's just the way it is. So keep it in mind. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go as I go down the road. Of course, I always like to yak the screen a little bit. And I could get off on a tangent and we could be here for an hour talking about things that who knows where my mind will go. Okay, so keep it in mind. We'll bring you more on Buddha as we bring the customers into the equation and they start to show some proficiency in working with him. And I'd love to be able to show him getting work from his customers, maybe even some video on lessons and things that we give when we work with our customers, right? So I thank you very much, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, signing off. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.